It was a rainy evening when Ayan found the old letter in his drawer, the one he never sent to Alina. The paper had yellowed, the ink smudged a little, but the words still carried the same ache. He stared at his own handwriting and felt the weight of everything he didn't say. The words that could have changed everything. 5 years had passed since the day she left, yet it still felt like yesterday. The sound of her laughter still echoed in the corners of his memory, and every song, every raindrop reminded him of her. Ayan and Alina had met in college. She was loud, full of life, and always smiling, while he was quiet, shy, and loved observing from a distance. She'd always tease him about being too serious. "You look like you've read every sad poem ever written," she'd laugh, and he'd smile without denying it. But what she never knew was that she was the reason behind most of the poems he'd written after that. They became best friends. Every morning started with her texts. Every night ended with her voice notes. He wanted to tell her how he felt, how her presence made his world softer, but he never did. He was scared of ruining what they had, scared that confessing would make her go away, and so he kept his feelings hidden behind jokes, small acts of care, and poems she never realized were about her. The day she told him about Rayan, the guy she'd been seeing, Ayan felt the ground shift beneath him. He congratulated her with a smile, but that night he tore every page from his diary that had her name on it. Still, he couldn't hate her. He attended her engagement, even stood beside her as her closest friend, watching her glow with happiness, wishing it had been him beside her instead. A month after her wedding, he received a letter from her last one before she moved abroad. It was full of gratitude, little memories, and a line that stayed with him forever. "You were the safest place I ever had. Ayan, I wish I had told you that more often." He had written back that night, pouring his heart out, confessing everything he had buried for years. But he never sent the letter. He folded it, put it away, and told himself it was better this way. Years passed. Life moved on, but memories never really do. He worked in a small publishing house, still writing. But every story he wrote had traces of her. One day, his editor handed him an envelope. "You got mail?" She smiled. It was from Rayan. Confused, Ayan opened it. Inside was a small note and a photograph. Alina sitting by a window, smiling faintly. The note read, "She wanted you to have this. She passed away 2 months ago. She often spoke about you, said you understood her silence better than anyone." The world went quiet. The air left his lungs, and all those unspoken words he'd carried for years felt like shards in his chest. That night, he opened the drawer, pulled out the old letter he never sent, and read it again under the dim light. Tears blurred the ink as he whispered, "You should have known, Alina. You should have known." He decided to publish the letter, not as his, but as a story. He titled it Unspoken Tales, dedicated to the girl who never knew she was loved that deeply. The story went viral, touching thousands who had lost someone without saying what they felt. People wrote to him, saying his words gave them courage to speak, to confess, to not wait until it was too late. Months later, at a book event, a little girl approached him. "My mom loved your stories," she said softly. She used to listen to them when she couldn't sleep. Ayan knelt down, smiling weakly. "What was your mom's name?" he asked. The girl's voice trembled. "Alina." His heart froze for a second. The world seemed to fade as he looked into the child's eyes that looked exactly like hers. In that moment, he realized, maybe not all stories need an ending. Some just stay suspended between words left unsaid and emotions never spoken. He didn't need to send that letter anymore. She had heard it. Maybe not through his voice, but through every story he'd ever written. Because love, when true, never needs words to be felt. It lives on, quietly, eternally, in the spaces between what was said and what wasn't.